War. War never changes.
What's up, wastelanders? Boys and girls, prepare to be astounded, bedazzled, and otherwise stupefied.
You talk a lot. Sound funny when you talk like a stupid human. I am online once again. Tremble, world, before my electric heating coil of doom.
What's up, Wastelanders? Hello and welcome to Tapes from the Wastes, a Fallout fan podcast bringing you gameplay discussions, lore talk, and all things Fallout. I'm one of your hosts, KDB, and in just a moment, you'll hear from my co-host Eric, aka Sulior. So, I'm here just for a very quick intro today, because quite frankly, Eric is carrying the show as of late, and he's on hand today to provide his deep dive breakdown. There we go, got the words mixed up there. And his experiences, some details and his thoughts on Gone Fission, the latest update to Fallout 76. Eric's going to tell you everything he's been up to and what he's been doing, because I haven't played it. I know, hand in my Fallout fan card, right? Yes, I myself have not played this update of 76 because I haven't played Fallout 76 for a while. I've been playing some other games and such. But as mentioned previously, I think I said this on the previous episode where we were talking about the current season. It is so cool to me that they are still supporting the game in diverse ways and adding this really fun feature. So I'm very happy that it's out there. I haven't had time to play it. I haven't really been sucked in. Eric is going to take the reins and give all his thoughts on it shortly. From me though, I do want to say that since the last episode, we have actually passed over 100,000 downloads for Tapes from the Wastes. And that's just on podcast platforms. That's not counting some of the stuff we've had on YouTube as well. So yes, I just want to say thank you to everybody for that. We haven't really done any kind of celebration, which is kind of poor form from us, really. But I've been absolutely stacked out here, to be honest, in the real world. If I'm not working, I've got stuff going on. I've been helping out both my parents, who both need quite a bit of support these days, and when I can, playing some video games, still making a bit of content as well. I've been pumping out some stuff for Gears Intel and for First Aid Spray, but it just means because there hasn't been a focus for me in Fallout right now, Tapes has taken a bit of a back seat. So yeah, do not worry though, because as I have also previously mentioned, it is a big year for Fallout, and it's going to be a big year for Tapes as well. There's lots coming later this year, because we are barreling towards the 10-year anniversary of Fallout 4, and then of course later in the year, Season 2 of the Fallout TV show. So we definitely have big stuff coming there, but you know, that's not saying we're not doing anything before then. There's definitely going to be more stuff from Tapes from the Waste before then. Just me personally, I haven't been playing Fallout 76. I need to get back to my Fallout 4 playthrough, which I am diarising and preparing. We're going to do some big stuff for the 10-year anniversary. But yes, just again, a huge thank you to everyone who has ever engaged with our little corner of the Fallout fandom. To pass 100,000 downloads was a really fantastic milestone for us, and I know I speak for Eric too when I say that we're very grateful that anyone tunes into the show, to be honest. So the fact that even 10 of you, 50 of you, 100 have tuned in to get 100,000 downloads across the few years that we've been doing this is awesome. So thank you, and please stick around for the ride. Sorry, I'm rushing this intro. I shouldn't be rushing. Let's slow down. Let's take a beat. That's going to do it for the intro. So I'm going to hand over the controls to Sulior so he can give you all the details on Gone Fission, everything he's been up to in Fallout 76. I'll be back at the end for a very quick goodbye. Until then, take it away, Eric.
Thank you so much, Kelsey, for everything you do. And yeah, we're talking about fishing today. So yeah, fishing's been out for a little bit. I've talked a lot about it on another podcast, and just in general, I've been posting a lot about it, but we haven't actually talked about it on the show yet, so let's get into this. So the new season is called Gone Fission, Fission, of course, because they have to put an atomic spin on everything, of course. But it introduces fishing to the world. So they say pretty much anywhere you can swim, you can fish. So what exactly constitutes as swimming? Because some water is barely ankle deep and they let you fish in it. Hey, I'm not complaining. It actually is really helpful. But how do you start this? So you load in and you get a quest to listen to a broadcast, because that's pretty much how you start every quest line in this game. And it will direct you to this island that's right by Valley Galleria in the mire. So you show up and talk to this guy who kind of looks like a swamp thing or a creature from the Black Lagoon. Kind of looks like a mix of a human and mirework. I would consider him a cryptid. So Nuka Cafe, if you're listening, I would really love to hear an episode of Cryptid Radio about this guy. But with him is a guy called the Captain, and he's human. He seems really terrified of this fisherman, almost like he's being held captive by this guy. And he gives you a quest to catch 3 fish. You pick up your fishing gear from the sea creature dude, and you don't have to equip this. It's just part of you now, so which is nice. So kind of what you do is you go down to where some water is, and you look at the water, and it will tell you whether or not you can fish in that spot. It'll be grayed out if you can't. It'll be highlighted if you can. And you cast your line, and then it comes up, kind of looks like a radar with you in the center. And you wait until the bobber gets in the water, plunged. If you're using a controller, your controller will vibrate when there's a bite, or really vibrate like hell when there's a bite, when it's hooked. So then the radar comes up, and you know what the idea is to keep the fish in this cone. The cone is where you are reeling in, and how tough the fish is kind of depends on where it shows up on the radar. So you're directing up, down to get the fish in this cone of influence, essentially. And the fish will fight you. It'll go to a different part of the radar. You got to move the cone over to where the fish is. Now, this isn't always easy. The more difficult the fish is, or rarer the fish is, the harder it is to keep it in this sphere, or cone of influence, if you will. And then the fish will gradually move toward the center of the radar, and once it's there, you land the fish. So 3 of these, you go back to the fisherman, and he basically tells you what you've caught is crap, and wants you to feed it to Linda Lee. Now, I hadn't mentioned Linda Lee yet, but Linda Lee is it's actually the name of the boat that the captain was captaining. But it is now inhabited by a hermit crab. Never seen a hermit crab in a boat before, but here you go. So you go to a cooking station and basically scrap these fish into fish bits, and go over to where Linda Lee, the hermit crab, is, and put them in the feeding trough there, full of fish bits. And when you do that, if you give Linda Lee, the crab, enough, she will basically vomit up a legendary armor weapon piece to you. And the more fish bits you give Linda Lee, the more you get. So now it should be noted that the fish that you catch do not, there's no deterioration with the fish. They do not go bad. Fish bits do. Fish bits, unfortunately, also don't count as cooked food. I'm not sure why, because, like I said, they go bad. And you do use a cooking station to make them. But we had a daily challenge or a weekly challenge for the scoreboard, and those did not count. So I don't know if that's a mistake on Bethesda's part, but yeah, as of right now, as I'm recording this, they do not count as a cooked meal. So yeah, you tell the fisherman, or not the fisherman, the captain, that Linda Lee gave you a little bit of a gift, and he says that basically she's taken a liking to you. So just do that if you want some legendary weapons for yourself, or for the potential to get a mod box for them from them for scrapping them. It's kind of like another version of Murgle Burgle. Because you can't control what you get. So basically you just get random legendary shit. And after you're done with this is when you can get the daily fishing challenge or fishing quest from them. So yeah, this is how you get your upgrades for your rod. And depending on what upgrade you get, the easier it is to land some of these more difficult fish. So you talk to the captain. He tells you to catch 7 fish from one of the different regions in the Appalachian area. And this includes Skyline Valley. So you go catch 7 fish. Now, you might not always get fish. You might get some junk like a toothbrush or dirty pillow and handcuffs, what have you, doll head. And then return to him, sign the log, and you get your daily quest rewards. Now, this will probably include an armor or weapon, like a random standard armor or weapon piece. You can get some plans, like I mentioned, like upgrades to your rod, or some drowned furniture, basically furniture that's covered in like kelp or seaweed. I've gotten a lot of that. And then the next day, just repeat the process. Now, I will say that the rod upgrades, when you learn them, you cannot get duplicates. However, this does not apply to the furniture, like the camp items. I've gotten so many duplicates of that stuff, it's not even funny. My ghoul character on Xbox, Matt, he actually has some pretty good rod upgrades. The one that I was really excited about and seems to help a ton with the harder fish is Advanced Drag. This makes it to where your line is a lot stronger, so the fish does not fly out of the radar within a half a second. Really, really helps. The bearings have been helping a lot too. Douglas, my human character, named after Private Douglas from the Modus Files. He has mostly gotten camp items, but he does now have improved bearings and Mark III reel. So that's been helping a little bit. Not as much as Advanced Drag, but it definitely does help. So I mentioned tougher fish earlier. There are now some character challenges for these fish, and this is another way that you can get some upgrades for your rod. Like I said, it's been a little bit difficult with Douglas. Matt has gotten a few of them. So if you're looking for these are like where you find the daily and weekly challenges. And this is also where like the 2-week event challenges are. There's now a tab for fishing challenges. So one of the ones you will probably complete the earliest would be like catching 15 different fish. And it just, once you complete that tier, you'll get a more difficult one like catch 76 fish, catch 250 fish. And when you complete these, you'll get upgrades for your rod, or just like a fancy bobber or something like that. Another one that you'll probably finish, this is a little bit tougher, but you'll finish it fairly quickly, is catch every single one of the common fish. I think there's 7, if I remember right. Now, some of these common ones are a little bit more difficult. Like, I know some people were having a lot of trouble finding the walleye or a ridge trout. It seems like some of these levels with fish, like common, there's different tiers for them. Like, there are some common fish that are less common. Yellow bullheads, walleyes, ridge trout, those are a little bit less common. But just keep at it. You'll land them eventually. Then there's a challenge for catching all of the region-specific fish. And again, there's all regions are represented. There should be 4 for each region. There's 3 quote-unquote standard ones, including one that's going to be a little bit more of a challenge. And then there is a glowing version of one of them. So say you've got the forest region. There is a Kanawa piranha, and then there's also a glowing Kanawa piranha. The difficult fish for that region, for me at least, was the blood whisker. I've only landed one of those total in the, 3 weeks that we've been doing this now, at least. With Matt, my ghoul character, he actually has completed the challenge for catching all of the regional fish for every single region. So he now has the player title of the captain. And one thing that people have been doing is making what they call portable camps, or movable camps. Basically, they just find a good spot with some water that they can fish in, and just basically set up a couple of like landing docks and maybe a weather machine, because weather does affect spawn rates for different fish. And I'm going to refer to a form that, or a graphic that Duchess Flame put out. So she actually posted something that has the different spawn rate percentages for the 3 different types of weather that can affect it. So there's rain weather, there is nuke weather, and there is no weather. Now, it doesn't have to be straight up rain, nuke zone, or clear weather. For rain, there are a few others that also count. So if you have like a snow machine or the Aurora snow weather, that also counts as rain. I can't remember if the Rad Storm counts as rain. I want to say it does. I want to say it counts as both rain and nuclear weather. Don't quote me on that. For nuclear weather, the Mothman Equinox weather and the Skyline Valley weather also count as nuclear weather. And then I think clear weather is pretty self-explanatory. So I mentioned rare fish. The one that they made kind of like the Holy Grail, and you know, that's not even really accurate. The one that they were hyping up the most were axolotls. So there are a couple of challenges when it comes to axolotls. One of them is catching 3 different axolotls, and then you can get a player title for axolotl. I actually did this with my human character, Douglas. He now has the axolotl player title. And funny enough, even after he got that, I was streaming 76 yesterday as I'm recording this. It would have been Saturday, the 21st of June. And I caught 3 axolotls back to back on stream. Go watch the video if it's still up. I couldn't believe it. So I was at my camp in the Toxic Valley. It's a haunted house camp that actually I had a little bit of help with. Thanks again, Jess. And I one of my I've got 2 factors when it comes to where I put my camps. One of them is water, because I wanted to have a water purifier. And the other one is that I wanted a good view. Having water be one of the camp placement factors has really come in handy since fishing has introduced, let me tell you. So I found a spot, there's a little bit of water on the side of the house. And I kind of positioned myself behind a rock. I was just looking for a place where it actually would let me cast. And yeah, I caught 3 axolotls back to back. The other challenge when it comes to axolotls is called Of the Month. That's the player title you get once you complete this. So every month there is a different axolotl that will be available. So for this month we're in right now, it's June. It is the banded axolotl. So this one is yellow with black stripes or markings on it. Next month, July, my birth month, by the way, is going to be the scaled axolotl. I should mention this month for the banded axolotl, it is found in the mire and the Toxic Valley. So next month, July of 2025, or I guess any July really, from what I'm gathering, the scaled axolotl will be found in the ash heap and the forest. August, it will be the striped axolotl. It's in the mire and Skyline Valley. September, it is the shadowed axolotl. It'll be found in the ash heap in the Toxic Valley. I already did September. October, it is the spotted axolotl. It is in the Toxic Valley and Savage Divide. November is the speckled axolotl. It'll be found in the forest and cranberry bog. December, it is the stone axolotl. It'll be found in the ash heap and the Toxic Valley. January, it is the charcoal axolotl. It'll be found in the Skyline Valley and Savage Divide. February is the pink axolotl. It'll be found in the cranberry bog and the forest. March, it is the clay axolotl. It'll be found in the Skyline Valley and Toxic Valley. April, it is the dotted axolotl. It'll be found in the mire and ash heap. And finally, May, it'll be the purple axolotl. It is found in the Skyline Valley and cranberry bog. So along with the regular fish and the axolotl, we also have some local legends. So we have the wavy willard. It is found, oddly enough, at Wavy Willards. Then we have the organ grinder. It is found in the organ cave, which is where Vault 76 is. You go into the instance area and fish down there in the red water. Then we have the real Tuckanath Maw Begotten. This is found in the Big Maw. Now, I haven't caught any local legends yet. I've tried. I'm working on it. I'll get there. Hopefully, I'm sure Matt will catch one before too long. But as of right now, I haven't caught any. I know some of my friends have, and I'm very jealous. You guys are awesome. They're obviously not easy, but yeah, they're doable. They're able to be caught, but just takes some work and some upgrades. I forgot to mention one way that you can help yourself with these fish. You get some food plans. So there are 3, I believe, at the moment. There's grilled fish, there's fish chowder, and fish and potatoes. So the one that people have been crafting the most is grilled fish. So grilled fish requires fish bits and 2 salt. So everybody's going on salt runs now. It's it's one of those things, like, up until now, like, we always had a thing of salt in our inventory because it helped food go bad slower. It didn't go bad as quickly. There's a perk card also good with salt. But now everybody's going and hunting salt all over the map to make this grilled fish. Now, what grilled fish does, it doesn't help you land a fish, but it helps you reduce the time it takes to hook a fish. So, I mean, you still have to land the damn thing, but it does, you can catch fish quicker with it. So yeah, there are a couple of instanced areas that I go to for salt. Probably the one that I know of that has the most is the Brown House in Rapidan Camp. That has 4 to 5 salt shakers, and it's an instance location. I haven't even mentioned bait yet, so yeah, I'll get to bait here in just a sec. Another good location for salt, pretty much anywhere that there is a kitchen. So I'm thinking like General Steakhouse in the Cranberry Bog, the Bolton Greens, and the White Spring Golf Club. That actually has quite a bit of salt, but again, it's not an instanced location. So if you are going to go to those spots, I would recommend a private world, because otherwise it's probably going to be picked over. Okay, so bait. Yes, there's 3 different tiers of bait. There is common bait, there is improved bait, and there is superb bait. Common bait you can find throughout the world in coolers, like refrigerators and the blue lunch pails. That is an option. You can also buy 100 pieces, or up to 100 pieces of common bait from the fisherman and the captain. Those, for me at least, are 5 caps per piece of bait. I have been told, Dawn on the Fallout Roundtable podcast told me that her charisma is particularly high, so she was able to get them for 4 caps a piece. I haven't proven that, but that's what I've been told. Now, improved bait. So basically, what this bait does, all of like the improved bait and the superb bait, it greatly increases the chance of spawning or of you hooking a rare fish. Now, again, you still have to land the fish. That's up to your skill and your rod upgrades. So if you just have the basic like standard rod, I wouldn't recommend using improved or especially superb bait until you get those upgrades. Now, you can catch rare fish with common bait. It's just not as common. Like, it doesn't happen as often where you would hook a rare or legendary fish. But, it does happen. You're not supposed to be able to hook an axolotl at all with common bait, but it's happened. I've done it. Excuse me, I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. It's still early, which is probably why my voice is a little rough at the moment. So, yeah, superb bait. Now, at the moment, this can only be gotten from the scoreboard. Oh, by the way, improved bait, you can find it in the coolers and lunch pails throughout the world. I would recommend going to Valley Galleria. That is an instanced location, and if you go to the appliance store at the far end of the building and on the first floor, there's like 10 different refrigerators that you might be able to find improved bait in. But yeah, superb bait at the moment can only be gotten from the scoreboard, and even then it's only in like 2 or 3 spots, and you get 5 superb bait from one of those redemptions from the scoreboard. It's kind of bullshit. A lot of people are not happy about that, but this gives you the best chance of hooking an axolotl or a rare fish. So yeah, that's really about it as far as the ins and outs of fishing go. It's been a lot of fun. I have really enjoyed it, and I've been doing a ton of fishing lately, including taking part in a fishing tournament that my friend Rekka Renee put on a couple of weeks ago as I'm recording this. So she called it the Axolotl Pro Fishing Tournament. And this took place over 2 days. There were two groups of people. There were people who fished that Saturday and people that fished that Sunday. I took part in the Saturday part of the tournament. And so what this was it was 4 or 5 different rounds of fishing. The first few were 15 minutes each, and then the last round was 20 minutes. So everybody had to have the basic rod as to not give themselves an advantage over their competitors, because at that point fishing had only been out like a week. So yeah, we all had to have the standard rod, no upgrades. I mean, we could mod it to where like we could change the paint out or the bobber, but no advanced drag, no Mark III reel or anything like that. And also she provided the bait. So the first few rounds we got 10 improved bait and 50 common bait, enough to get us through 15-20 minutes. Now, we were allowed to use grilled fish, so there was that. That was basically the only advantage we had that we could give ourselves. So, what she did was each fish was assigned a specific number of points. So the common fish, like the red bellies, the brook silversides, things like that, those were worth 1 point. Some of the less common fish, like walleye, salmon, ridge trout, chain pickerels, those were worth 2 points. Sawgills, for whatever reason, were worth 3 points, even though those are pretty much the most common of the uncommon fish. And if you happen to catch an axolotl, that was worth 10 points. And each round there was a specific junk item that was worth 5 points. So, hey, don't discount the junk either. So there were 10 of us that were fishing these 2 days. Oh, also, each round took place in a different region on the map, and there was a different weather machine that she was using. So we get through 3 rounds. We're all doing, I'm doing pretty well. And we get to round 4. Now, this is when a little bit of controversy happened. So, it's weird how you can be fishing. You're looking at the same spot, and it may or may not let you fish from that spot. It's weird how that works. So I am fishing right next to my good friend Jessica Starr, and things are going fine. We get through 1 or 2 casts, no big deal. And I realized that I forgot to eat my grilled fish. So I stopped fishing and eat my grilled fish, and I looked down at the same exact spot. I didn't even look up. I just got into my Pip-Boy, ate my grilled fish, looking at the same exact spot of water that I was looking at just a minute before, and it would not let me fish. So what do you do in that situation? You look around to see where it will let you cast from. So I cast again, and it just so happens that my bobber lands right next to Jess's bobber, and we have the same bobber. So she's like, whoa, what's going on here? And like, she noticed, and she's like, okay, our tips are touching. That's not cool. I'm going to go find another spot to fish from. I'm like, you don't have to. Just keep fishing. But, it was confusing her with our bobbers looking the same. I get it. So she stops fishing, goes to look for another spot to fish from, actually falls into the water a couple of times, poor girl. It's like a minute and a half to find another place to fish from. Again, she didn't have to. She could have just kept fishing, or angled herself a different way. But she wanted to move. So, but at the end of the day, it essentially eliminated her from the competition. So, if you hear people say that, I cheated to eliminate Jess, that's not true. but it is what it is. Yeah, I'll take the heat from it. It's fine. So, funny enough, that round also saw an axolotl get caught. Packerman actually landed an axolotl with common bait and clear weather, which was supposed to be impossible. But it happened on stream. So, yeah, he and I moved to the finals. Actually, I think I got a higher score than he did that round, too. But at the end of the day, final round, we had 20 minutes. We had 20 pieces of improved bait. I ended up winning by 1 sawgill. So don't get upset with those sawgills. They very well may help you win a competition. So Renee was kind enough to send me a physical trophy that I got in yesterday as I'm recording this, and it says June 2025 Wasteland Master Baiter Sulior. So yep, it's sitting on my shelf as we speak. Hats off to Packerman also. He actually went on to win. He competed the second day and ended up winning his own trophy. So y'all are awesome. Jess, thank you for being the best sport, and hope I helped you out with some upgrades I got you, because you deserved it. So yeah, that was an absolute blast. Renee, thank you so much for putting that on, and from my understanding, she's going to be continuing with these fishing tournaments. So yeah, everybody who competed did a hell of a job. Chop, don't eat your fish next time if you're going to be competing again. But yeah, fishing I have absolutely loved in this game. It's just the best. I actually posted something that actually got quote tweeted by the Fallout account. Just basically saying how much I've loved fishing in the game, and it's just fishing with friends, just sitting around shooting the shit while you're cheering each other on as you land these rare or even legendary fish. Has just been so much fun. So thank you, Bethesda Fallout, for adding this to the game. Speaking of friends, I hope to get some more on soon, so be on the lookout for that. That is going to do it for me, so I'm going to hand this back over to Kelsey, and I will see you in the wasteland.
Thank you, as always, to Sulior for your contribution to Tapes from the Waste, everything you do, carrying the show, and keeping our foot in the Fallout community. I know Eric is all over Twitter and BlueSky with his escapades in Fallout, so please do go and follow him, because he really pushes the virtual photography side, and as I've mentioned, Eric gets fully involved in some other communities, and he is very much he has grasped Fallout 76 kind of for what it is, and he gets involved with group play and multiplayers, whereas I've only ever really played it solo. So Eric's always showing off stuff, and he does stuff with other shows as well and other content creators. All awesome people. Please do go and check it all out, and find him on social media for all those updates, and our own accounts as well. So yes, come and find us on Twitter and BlueSky and YouTube. We are at Tapes from the Wastes, and links are in the description and all that stuff. So if you like what you heard today, please do rate and review on podcast apps. Really helps the show. As I've said in the intro, loads to come in the future. I think now I've got over the hump of recent games, things like Claire Obscure, Oblivion, the Gears of War Reloaded beta, so much, like loads of stuff that I've been playing. I've got a sort of clearer window now, I think. I can't think of anything big that's coming out, so I can probably get some time to jump back. But I've got to get back to my Fallout 4 playthrough. But 76, yes, I might dive in and check out Gone Fishing myself. It does sound really fun. It sounds way more in-depth than I expected it to be as well, so that's really cool. And yes, again, thank you for listening today. We will be back again soon. How long has it been since our previous episode? Couple of months, maybe? I promise it won't be that long until the next one. Yes, we will see you very soon for more Fallout talk. Eric and I will be together soon for a discussion of some kind as well. Come and check out all of the other shows we do. All the links are always in the description. Till next time, stay safe out there, wanderers.